I'm me, you're you, and this is Wiggly's Book Club, episode 21. Wiggly's Book Club is a fortnightly read brought to you live from Sloppy Joe's Bar here in beautiful Easton, Pennsylvania. When someone squares off against you, scoop the side and bust their neck on the concrete steps. Crack can't help you when your head's not on your body. Without any further ado, let's now go live to Wiggly down in Sloppy Joe's Bar for the reading of the Perigee Books are published by the Putnam Publishing Group Classic, Blues Brothers Private.
Cleaner number 19038.
I tried to whisper okay instead of saying it this time. I gotta tell you, I gotta adjust this mic. I don't know. Have you ever heard of hardships? This type of hardship, that type of hardship. So what you do is you take anything that goes before the word hardship, and then you add hardship to it, and then that's what I'm experiencing. So that happens. Okay, today I'm not gonna fart around, as the kids say. Just a skull, shot glass of Jaeger. That looks like a shot and a half. And then I have some ice here. I'm going to put some citrus squeeze pie. I don't know if I'm talking in the right side of this mic. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably right. Puckered citrus flavored vodka. Today's read is going to be the Blues Brothers Private. And it's a Perigee book. I paid $8 for this when it came out. I don't even know what date is on here. What happened is I had a request by none other than one Chris Neckoboon. I gotta turn on this light. Christ, I can't see. If you don't know, I can't see. I'm blind, legally blind in my one eye, and I'm dyslexic and drunk, and I can't read. I'm not drunk yet, but I will be shortly. So one Chris Neckoboon requested that I continue along with Fads and Fallacies in the name of science. But considering how I feel and the things I'm going through, I'd love to get back to that, but I want to do a little something lighthearted. I gotta take these fucking rings off too. Christ. I gotta blow out this candle. How are we doing on time? 2:12. Awesome. Great. Well, a little under. By the time I look at it, and then my mouth comes out. Alright, so let's get this Jaeger down. I gotta go pick up my pills at the Rite Aid. Okay, here we go. Ready? You do a little, I don't know why you do that. Here we go. Good Lord! That's good. That's definitely a two-shot skull thing. He's got a little bit more in his chin. Licorice. Now I got this stupid flashing cup, and of course, like I mentioned about everything. Well, if you want to have bad luck, just come rub me, because that's what will happen to you, friends. And see, that's a lot more tame. Yeah. There's my self-adjusting wrench. I was looking for that. So Neckoboon asked me he really was into organ therapy. I think that's what it was called. By Wilhelm Reich. Or as Neckoboon might say if he didn't know his name, what's his futz? But he does know his name, and he does know his therapy, and he wants me to read about that, and I'm very interested in that, because I haven't thought about that or even heard about it in mucho years. By the way, this is the first time you're listening. I read a book. I start reading a book. I read a couple pages. Then I end the show, and whatever else happens, I go upstairs and then try to be coherent as I do the end of the show like the beginning. Now, the reason that I decided to do the Blues Brothers is, well, like I said, I don't think I could read anything too serious right now. I need something with a lot of pictures I could look at. This book, one of our other shows, and I'm in a stupor right now because I can't recall if it was cursing in a movie, in a film. Oh, Jesus. I know what it's called, of course. That's just a little joke of mine that I like to tell. I'm not actually going into podcasts right now. If you didn't know, podcasts on the App Store, this is brilliant. I love Apple recently. They've been really making my life wonderful as far as making it a living hell with systems I haven't even updated in a million years, and they're still losing all their power just like my regular ones. Oh, okay. Films and cursing. I always get that wrong. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not looking at anything up on my phone. Why is everything in like triplicate? Films and Swearing 81 was Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That can't be right. Mass Move Aside. Oh my God. Oh, they did Fantastic Four, Films and Swearing. So it must have been Mass Move Aside that did not the replacements, the replicants, the receptors, the redundants. I don't remember. I know they didn't like that movie. And then they reviewed Blues Brothers 2000. And of course they shat upon it. I. That's it, not A. That would be silly. Knock this battery off, A. Oi! That would be oi. A is Canadian on, and then I happens. So listen to those two shows. They're both very good. Films and Cursing, and also the Mass Move Aside UK. You understand? UK. Don't listen to the American one, although you can listen to that, but that's not what's on Giant Media Ball. If you didn't know, Giant Media Ball, if you're not listening to, subscribe to Giant Media Ball, or, I don't know, looking at it at Facebook or something. Burp, by the way. You're missing half the fun. Like, this show's exclusive to Giant Media Ball. So, hopefully you're within the sound of my voice. It's not a Quonset hut. So I decided that, because the original Blue, and they both, they spent like an hour just basically saying over and over again how the film is shite. And that's all it was. They tried to say something about the movie, and then they just roll off into disgust and say how awful it was. But they both loved the first one and mentioned how brilliant it was, and it was. And if I'm not mistaken, Aykroyd wrote Blues Brothers 1 and 2, both parts, and then he carried around in one of these satchels they kept on the back of his motorbike, you see, and somehow it blew away, and so there you go. He had to rewrite them, and he rewrote it in a weekend with somebody, Ergon. Now I might be completely mixing this up with Ghostbusters 1 and 2 instead of Blues Brothers 1 and 2, but who cares? The original Blues Brothers was awesome, and I just want to point out two things that were neglected on, not neglected, but that I would have liked to add to Mass Move Aside UK, and that is that as a concert, if they would have just released Blues Brothers 2000 as a concert program with all the talent they were able to pull together for that shit movie that's impossible to get through until you see the Battle of the Bands. If they could have just made that a concert, that movie would have rocked, and it would have brought back the days where you'd go to the Pink Floyd midnight laser light show and film. When I'd go to a theater and they'd show the shorts, like they show My Shorts, Bermuda. they would show like Rust Never Sleeps and The Who concert. And these are concerts. They'd show the story of Leonard Skinner, and then they would show the little video block by the Pretenders, and everyone would boo. And I was like, what's the matter with you? This ain't half bad. So anyway, I thought the first Blues Brothers was so influential on me. And that's all. I think that's all I wanted to say. I really can't remember. Like I said, I'm going through some shit right now that is just bullshit. Let's get happy. Let's drink some more booze, because that makes us. That's how you get happy, everybody. Be sure to always drink alone. One man karaoke and a little autoerotic asphyxiation. Just hang around a bit. Perigee Books, $7.95, as I mentioned. This book is so amazing. It is shaped like a an inner office sort of binder, except very brownish envelope instead of manila one. And it has Blues Brothers, it's got the rope around it. It has Blues Brothers on like a piece of colored filing tape. How am I doing on time? 10:24, awesome. Half the show's over and I haven't even cracked the cover. And it says private in a rubber stamp. And then it has the raised seal of the, I would need to go get my, it's a blessed, something of the Blessed Shroud. Our Lady of the Blessed Shroud. I'm going to go with that because I can't recall exactly what it's called. I can only see the word, the letter E. I can only see ELE. So I'm thinking it's Blessed Shrine, and it's 1920. I don't know what it is, but it's a raised seal on the flap. On the back, it's also rubber stamped private in a purple ink. Front is a black. And then it says, Perigee Books are published by Putnam Publishing Group, printed in USA, SBN 399504761. And I've really never seen anyone with this book. And I think I might have seen it once. It was very expensive. And the really cool thing about this is it came with the poster that Ray Charles hung upside down, and everybody, you, two girls walking. That type of thing. And it's a ladies' night. Written by Judith Jacqueline and Tino Insana, designed by Jay Jacqueline. I don't know who these people are, but holy fuck, how the hell did they get so into it? And I'll read about it. And then on the back, they're standing in front of the, once again, of the Blessed Orphanage. They're standing in front of the steps to this, which really doesn't look like steps to the orphanage, unless it's a back door. And it's Jake and Elwood standing there. It's on a old-timey photograph, and it's duct taped to the back of this pretend envelope. And also on the front cover, you have the Blues Brothers logo, which is what you see on the poster in the movie, on a white button, so it's just black and white. What this is something that doesn't mention anything whatsoever. Let's read the binder. Blues Brothers Private, Jacqueline Inside, and all by the way, all these written by and Putnam Publishing Group. It's all written with some type of bulb, some type of flare marker. This entire book is it mentions nothing about the movie. Doesn't say, go see Blues Brothers in theaters now. Hey, here's the Blues Brothers movie. If you want to talk about something playing for the truth and an amazing fucking book, what this is sort of like a scrapbook of shit that is complete backstory and filler to the original Blues Brothers movie. Here's from the Daily Plaza. I can't remember what his name, Jonathan Daly. I can't remember. So it starts out. It doesn't even have a. Doesn't even have a. Yeah, and it's like news articles, and then there's crayon drawings that Jake did when he was a kid, It's here's the state prison infirmary, the hours, the temperature. It's a rundown of the times of days that urine, stools, nourishment, and I guess the guards would do bedside notes. So the guards would do checks on Jake, and there's photos in here that are not from the movie of Jake behind bars. I have got to get to section C, fill in the blank to make a complete sentence, and I'm sure this was from Jake. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to try to read this. I got to hold my arms up, and my arms hurt, you see. More on that later, maybe. I doubt it. It's getting late. Jesus. I got to push up another podcast. Okay, that kills that. 15:02. Just like normal. So this first one is this first page when you open up. There's nothing on the inside cover. The first page is, it's a summons. It's a summons. So Civil Court of the City of Chicago, County Court of, and then it says nothing. Index number 1, 751, summons, plaintiff's residence address, 2138 Patricia, Calumet City, Illinois. The basis of the venue designated is Chicago, Illinois. So I'm reading the summons, which, is mostly printed and then with the extras typed in as if it was a real summons. To the above named defendants, and it says Sister Mary Stigmata, the plaintiff against Perigee Books defendants. You are hereby summoned in the cursive type of font, the fancy Germany type of font, to appear in the civil court of the City of Chicago, County of Cook, at the office of the clerk of the said court at Daly Plaza in the County of Cook, City of Chicago. I hope you could tell where the typed parts are by my inflection. City of Chicago, State of Illinois, within the provided by law, within the time provided by law as noted below, and to file your answer to the complaint with the clerk. Upon your failure to the, and I can't read it because it's like their typewriter was crooked, so the first is over, and failure to answer, that's what answer judgment will be taken against you in the sum of $1 million, together with the costs of this action, with interest thereon from the first day of July, 1980. So this was from April. This is from 1980. 1980, together with the costs of this. Oh, you said that. Dated April 1st, 1980. Defendant's address: 200 Madison Avenue, New York, 10016. William Kunstler is the attorney for plaintiffs. Note, the law provides that A, if the summons is served by its delivery to you personally within the City of Chicago, you must appear and answer within 20 days after such service, or B, if the summons is served by any means other than the personal delivery to you within the City of Chicago, you must appear and answer within 30 days after proof of service thereof is filed with the clerk of this court. Endorsed complaint, a statement of the nature and substance of the plaintiff's cause. Yeah, I wanted something easier to read. A fucking summons. Legal shit. Nature of the substance of the plaintiff's cause of action is as follows. Sister Mary Stigmata, hereafter referred to as Stigmata, contends a book entitled Blues Brothers, Private, written by Judith Jacqueline and Tino Insana, designed by Judith Jacqueline, was actually a printing of her personal files and published as a Perigee book. Isn't that clever? Summons index, page 2, and if I read this, we won't be able to get to any of the fun. Although I'm fucking drunk. And I'm not trying to say this is not fun. This is Good Lord. It has a blue index card on the back page of something just like laying there. Perigee Books are published by G.P. Putnam's Sons, 200 Madison Avenue, New York, New York 10016. Copyright 1980 by Black Rhino Enterprise Limited, a Phantom Black Rhino Productions. All rights reserved. DDDDD. ISBN is, of course, 0330399504761. I do that because I could do numbers pretty well. And Library of Congress, and then all resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. And then here in a blue felt tip pen, Blues Bros logo and dash, caricature by Mark Wilshire, designed by Jay Jacklin. Oh, so Jay Jacklin, whoever Jay Jacklin is, Judith Jacklin. Judith Jacklin designed the Blues Brothers doodle of them as well. There it is, St. Helens of the Blessed Shroud. So it's two photos, one in inset sort of towards the left of the other, and it shows a close-up of the St. Helens of the Blessed Shroud, sort of like through a back alley. And then there's the Blessed Shroud there, and it got the big cross on the roof. And then it's a big shot of Chicago with the smokestacks and everything else. And then it has one of those there, red arrow thingy stickers that you'd put on a photo or whatever you're doing, and it points probably at the thing. This is 1980, remember that. In 1923, Mr. Nick O'Banion, a rope, string, and twine entrepreneur, bequeathed his factory, nestled between the Illinois Dragline Company and Chicago Pressed Heads Metal Milling, to the Catholic Church to be used as a home for boys. This was the birth of St. Helen of the Blessed Shroud. Mr. O'Banion's only stipulation for the home was lights out by 9. So in loving remembrance of him, those words have become the St. Helens motto. The first director was Sister Margaret Moses, who came from the Mozambique mission. On her hands and knees, she prayed and scrubbed the little factory into the loving home it is today. It was my first assignment to come to St. Helens. And remember, this is written by Sister Mary Stigmata, right? Yeah. On her hands and knees and prayed. It was my first assignment to come to St. Helens and assist Sister Margaret in her work. I had hardly been here a year when Sister Margaret, while spring cleaning, fell to her death, dusting the last of the stations of the cross. She's dusting the stations of the cross. 21, 22, Jesus Christ, stations of the cross. It was due to the tragic loss of Sister Margaret that I became director of St. Helen. I have since, this is typewritten by the way, I have since continued in the spirit of Sister Margaret to keep the doors of St. Helen open and our program growing. Our doors have been open to needing boys up to the age of 18 for over 50 years. We did it not only by ourselves, I don't know how I put it, we did it not only by ourselves, but with love and guidance from our church or volunteers and our friends. These times are different for all of us, especially St. Helen. The Archbishop informed us that the church fears that the growing taxes are threatening to slam our doors in the faces of the boys to come. Please don't let our home become a warehouse. Help us keep these doors of God open for boys in the future. Let us always be able to show our boys there's no place like home. And then you got a picture. Oh man, Curtis, the janitor, volunteers his time to teach music to the boys. So there's Cap Calloway standing with just a whole bunch of youngsters. I mean, over a dozen, right in front of right on the steps of St. Helens of the Blessed Shroud Orphanage. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get to the going back. So this was an article that goes through St. Helens' description of living program, and a normal school day is 7 o'clock wake up, 7:45 prayer and breakfast, 9 o'clock. So this is sort of like probably something they sent out to try to drum up money, like a newsletter that had photos in it. Here's Sister Catherine reading to some of our boys, which the one boy has a oh my God, it's Charlie McCarthy. No, I'm sorry, it's a Oh no. Oh no. Emmett Kelly Jr. Emmett Kelly Jr. clown ventriloquist dummy. How about that? So I think that, I mean, I can't be certain, but this might be a real thing. I can't see what she's reading. Maybe, oh geez, I can't read Jack and the Beanstalk, I'm thinking. So very, very, very interesting. Oh man, this is so authentic. It goes through the whole itinerary for today. 12 prayer and lunch, 2:30 school's out, 2:30 snacks, 2:45 free play, 4:30 prepare for meal, 5 o'clock prayer and dinner, 5:30 organized play, 6:30 study hour and snacks, 7:30 recreational activities, 8:30 bath time, 9 o'clock prayers and lights out. Remember, in bed by 9. There's a health program. They pay a good routine health checkup, educational program. Here we teach the 4 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic, and religion. It goes through, and yes, indeed, in closing, when the good Lord sends a lost babe to our doors, we cannot turn the child out, and it goes on. Thank you for your interest in St. Helen, and God bless you for any help you can give. Sincerely, Sister Mary Stigmata, Director, St. Helen of the Blessed Child. And there's a picture of her. She's balancing some books there. Oh, there's so she got Jesus with his heart, pointing at his flaming heart, and there's Mary looking down like she does, and then there's the Infant of Prague right over her shoulder. They're all blurry, but I can make out what they are. And looks like an internal thing. Dear friends of St. Helens of the Blessed Child, this is handwritten in blue felt, and so I guess it's to the friends. It occurs to me that you may be disturbed by the recent unpleasant publicity surrounding the activities of 2 former wards of St. Helens. She has terrible handwriting. Wards of St. Helens. However, I pray you will not allow these incidents to affect your generous response to our annual appeal for much needed funds. Regardless of what you read, these boys were on a mission from God to save the orphanage. Although their actions may look bad, angels do have dirty faces, and the Lord works in mysterious ways. Please remember that our 50 years of service to the community have produced many fine, God-fearing citizens. We need your generous support more than ever. Sister Mary Stigmata, amen. And once again, it is handwritten in a blue felt thing with the St. Helens of the Blessed Shroud stamp on it, rubber stamp, Calumet City, Illinois, 1923, I guess, established. And it says, this is a shit I couldn't read from it. Illustrious Forus Noctu Novem. And my Latin's a little, well, it doesn't exist. 2723. So here we have this is a fold out. Maybe you would pick this up at your food store. It'd be free. It's a four panel fold out, and on the left is Ray's Music Exchange and Pawn Shop, and there's good old Ray in a little square there. Come on, and this is done in a brown and black on a yellowish type of paper. Very authentic, very authentic. Except for, well, how do you have that white picture? Oh, well, they fucked up a little bit, but everything else looks good. Come on in and see Ray for the best buys and exchanges, and maybe a little extra cash for those unwanted items. The biggest and best in the Midwest, 804 Shrum Road, Calumet City. Then you have Calumet City with their water tower with a big smiley face drawn on it, their water tower. And then the next little panel section here is a few people bought the half of one of the sheets, and then other people pay for this. The exciting shops at Dixie Shopping Mall. That's great. Distinctive children's clothing is Ban and a Moon. Oh, Banana Moon. We sell blue jeans for the small fry. Then you got your disco pants. Remember that? Disco pants and jeans. 862-5544. Brand new jeans. 2 for $16.50, $8.25 per pair. Blue jeans, 2 for $27. And it's got a picture of a butt. It says blue jeans as the belt and the pockets. And then a chocolate flavor ice cream shop. Chocolate, which I think it has one flavor. Chocolate flavor ice cream shop. Shopee, as you know. And then they took out a whole half of this section. St. Helena of the Blessed Shroud Bingo every Tuesday, 6:45 p.m. Dining Hall, 2138 Patricia Street. $25 price, guaranteed on the coverall game. $3 buy-in. Support our orphanage. Bring your neighbors and friends. This space donated by Chicago Pressed Heads and Metal Milling Company. So isn't that just, I mean, this is how detailed this shit is. 29, I'm going to go over. I don't care. This is a fucking amazing book that I doubt that most of you have. And that's the purpose of Wiggly's Book Club. You know, it's not always to read about Mario, which is fine to read about Mario. But, you know, these are the uncommon books, I think. Why Calumet City? Well, why not? Like a young family or the new business, Calumet City is still growing. It is a city that is big enough to provide excitement, opportunity, and modern living. And yet it is small enough to be a community of friends and neighbors. The call of "Hello, neighbor" echoes in the streets and alleys. Our smelly tower. Our smiley tower welcomes you home. Okay, so someone spray painted that smiley face on the tower, and I can't recall. Oh, and he's got a bow tie. So I can't recall if that happens. I know there's some type of electrical thing. I can't recall. Located on the rich and productive soil of the Corn Belt, Calumet City has actually been called Market Basket of the World, as well as the buckle of the Corn Belt. For the new and growing business seeking a location, most of the city is zoned industrial. The City Planning Commission of the Chamber of Commerce Industrial Development Committee has a 24-hour 800 telephone number to assist your needs at no cost to you. And to our foreign investors, we offer many bilingual workers and many great Japanese restaurants. Calumet City has nicely paved city streets that join county and township roads that connect to a network of highways and expressways that lead to Chicago, as well as O'Hare and Midway airports, making it the perfect, convenient, central location for business. So whether you're looking for a new home or a new business location, let the Calumet City Chamber of Commerce assist you. Why Calumet City? Because that's why. Big Apple, first city. Chi-Town, second city. Calumet City, third city. Then the next page is just a white page with a bunch of, it looks like she was testing out the official seal of the St. Helens, and then it has a bunch of places where people have set their beverages. Now we're getting into the private files of Jake Elwood and the Blues Band Miscellaneous. So if you turn this part sideways, and it looks like a bunch of what do you call these things? Folders that have the tabs on the top. Your filing cabinet type of things. They're manila in color. It says private, and then it's got a picture of Jake here with a bass fiddle. Oh, I think he does that in Ray's Music Shack. Ray's Music Exchange. That's right. Sorry. So the first one is Jake. So this is his personal files. Jake at 4. It shows him the real John Belushi with his. He's cute as a button. I don't even know how to explain it. But that's scotch taped to the inside of this jacket of this file folder. Now here's a mug shot of a sweet looking broad, 32079688. Dwight Correctional Facility entrance historical examination form. So this is some type of a greenish aqua colored thing. A name, Artesia Papagiorgio, Judge Garrison, age 27, hair black, number 3209. I read that. That's her. District Attorney Edward Duno. height 5'6". I'm reading it. It should be alias Georgie is her name. Court, murder. Sentence, life. Age 27, hair black, height 5'6", eyes brown, weight 120, marks pregnant. Marital relationship, 1 legal, 2 common law. Not married or living with anyone. That's what's actually written here. She's neither common law nor legal. Parents, living or dead. Dead is circled. Mother, Agnes Papa Giorgio. I don't know why I keep saying Papa Giorgio. It's Papa George. Father, Adam Papa George. Siblings, none. Husband, won't tell. She obviously filling this in as she's being asked these questions by the Dwight Correctional Facility. Previous criminal record, none. Religion, Catholic. In case of death, notify no one. Use of narcotics, drugs, then 2 that are circles, alcohol and tobacco. Inmate's version of crime, she doesn't remember. Holy Christ. So then here's the whole thing written, and I don't know what. So this is when, I guess she's turning over Jake to the St. Helena of the Blessed Shroud, because we feel the child will benefit from placement in a Catholic orphanage affiliated with the correctional district. Then the welfare department, please print or type boy's name, Papa George Jacob, and middle name is just an asterisk. This is from the St. Helena of the Blessed Shroud, Calumet City, Illinois. Application for admission from the welfare department. Birth date 7/24/52. Age, nothing is there. Verified with an X. Birthplace, Dwight Correctional Facility, Illinois. So I guess he was born inside the correctional facility. Race, Caucasian. Nationality, Serbo-Croatian. Religion, Catholic. Present school grade, and it's nothing, of course, boys. Legal residence, city, county, Cook, state of Illinois. Person of agency, legally reasonable, responsible for boy, Department of Children and Family Services, and in the address, Ward of State. Person who can be notified by phone or wire in case of emergency concerning boy above. See, it's just so perfect. And then Jake changed his last name to Blues on 3/23/62. Files are kept under both names. Date of admitted to home 7/26/52. Discharged 7/26/70, and then his case number. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. Application form prepared by Janice Hirsch, DCFS. Just so incredibly detailed and perfect. And I mean, I just read whatever, 3 pages. There's all this for everybody. There's a picture of, here's a picture of Elwood in his basket. And the inside of Elwood's jacket, it said Elwood at age 3, and the picture is missing, but the patina of the inside of the folder is not visible. You can see that there's white, a lighter color of the manila where the tape and the photo were. So somebody took that out. And then there's a picture of boy's picture at placement. He's in a little basket, like for apples. Oh, look at little Jake. And he's accepted. And then we go to a child's history of placement. 8 years. Oh, boy, this is some good stuff. 37. St. Helens of the Blessed Shroud. Behavior patterns for Jake Papa George, age 6. Jake is usually a well-behaved and loving little boy. This is in cursive, written, in terrible handwriting, except when he gets cranky or worked up over a good game of steal the bacon. He especially does not like to pick up after himself. This is a very hard on one of the other orphans here, Elwood, and so Elwood and watches over him like a big brother. Jake can give you a look that makes you believe he is an angel, like he does to Carrie Fisher. He's got, and it has a picture of them and the divorce records and all that business in here. It's so good. and I can't read it. Circle the following describes the knowledge about the child. Identify your source of information. The source of info is mostly from Sally, and then some of it's from Joey says he takes his things. And Curtis is also asked some things on here. Soiling daily, never. Soiling night, never. And your sis. And your uresis day, never. Uresis night. Oh, I think that might have to do with something. Occasional, it says. Fire setting, never. Stealing, unknown. And then it says Joey says he takes his things. Temper tantrums, frequent. Nightmares, occasional, and Curtis says that. I'm going to go through things. Here's his report. Qualities of citizenship. I always got A's in citizenship. Here's what I wanted to read. This is filled out in crayon, and then I'm going to go. Unfortunately, I mean, this is such good stuff. Section. Take 3. Section 2. Section C. C section. Fill in the blank to make complete sentence. Okay, so this is written in crayon. Draw a picture of your house is at the bottom, and it's a very unusual picture of Sister Mary Stigmata, a nun. She looks like a penguin, but that's a picture of your house. So it's fill in the blank at the end, and he's writing in the answers. Actually, he's writing this in pencil. He just drew the picture in crayon. Your dog is your cat, spelled backwards. You tell time from a man. That's spelled backwards. Everything is spelled backwards, just to let you know. And I mean, letters are backwards and everything. To stay alive, you eat food. You eat Jake meals a day. We get milk from a man. You go to bed to go to bed. We go to a bed to pray. You have a father and a nun. To pick up leaves, you use a man. Oh, so good stuff like that. Yeah, here's the report card. Oh my. And of course it has here's his petition to change his name. Boy. Man. Oh, here's a picture of the water tower, Joliet, and this is a different water tower. This is a huge one. And then you could see spray painted. It says Jake and Elwood. So now there are arrest charges for vandalism at the freight yards, and they were released without charges, juvenile division, blah blah blah. And it's really official because the page that this that these arrest information is on continues on the reverse side, upside down, as it would, like if you mail it or something, I guess, like that there. A juvenile field arrest report, here's another thing. Talks about his car, interests and activities. A, have ice cream. Make a circle around the M for the one thing you would most like to do. Make a circle around the L for the thing you would least like to do. I don't know what. That's weird. Grilled cheese milkshake, cigarettes. Illinois Youth Center, St. Charles. Jake was just cleared from 2 days of solitary overdue balance. So I guess there's, I don't know. Armed forces, physical. Just so many. Burton Rest, clerk of Circuit Court of Cook County. Just, so many things he's in trouble. Oh, here's his wedding invitation. Here's a picture of him and Carrie Fisher at the gate of probably her house, because she was kind of well off. The most joyous of occasions is the union of a man and a woman in celebration of life. So this was the card that was sent out, the invitation that was sent out. And it's all put together like a scrapbook. This card is taped to the paper that's inside the scrapbook thing. Our joy will be complete if you can share in the ceremony uniting our daughter Camille Zedetelik, and Jake Blues, Saturday the 22nd of January, 1977, 11 o'clock at Sacred Grace Parish. If you are unable to attend, we ask your presence in thoughts and prayer. Mr. and Mrs. Adam Zedetelik. Here's a police department report of missing person. That's great. See, it just follows it. Physical description, age 29, height 5'9", weight 190, eyes brown, hair black. Mustache, style of color none. Beard, style of color black, long sideburns. Complexion dark. White, black. Nothing sort of nativity. Religion Catholic, mental DNA, physical good. And then they have the photograph of him, he's just smiling. It has him listed as a musician. Address, Uncle Steve's Bar, Wells Street. Last seen 12277 at 3 a.m. A cause of absence, breach of promise. Remember, he left her at the altar, and here's police. Here's his fingerprints. There's his arrest record, JCC inmate record card when he was put into Joliet. And here's a piece of line. Here's a piece of line paper was stuck in here like a notebook paper, and it's a letter from Jake, and it says, "Dear sister," so he's writing to sister Mary Stigmata. "Dear sister, I am fine. How are you? Please send me." Then it's scratched out, and then written it is $104. I'll scratch out, "Pay you back later. Thank you." And he signed it X. But then he scratched out the X and he puts Jake, and then he wrote amen at the end. So, just in it happening. Oh, Curl Up and Dye Beauty Salon. So here's Camille's. She has a photograph of them, and it's like 1970s now. It's rounded corners, and it was probably a color picture that was photocopied in here. And it just runs down a list of fabric for buy. It's a list of how much the wedding shit cost: $1,892.19. Catering by the Hosmix Romanian caterers for 300 people! Exclamation point! $590. So it's a list of 18 things, and then, like I said, it has this photo at the bottom. They're sitting in front of a house that has a pink flamingo in the front, and she's on. They're both evidently sitting on lawn chairs, but he is completely cut out of the picture, and then his bit that he is cut out sitting there is torn in half, and it says, "This is what you mean in my life now," written in pen. Marker on the thing here. Certificate of release. Just a special task force. Here's John Candy sitting with his piggy bank with the cop outfit. There's a map of Chicago, probably where the whole chase took place. Here's Elwood. So you're okay. Hey. 47 is shit. Okay, well, this is the longest one ever. I got to just do this one. I don't know how old he was here, Elwood, but you're supposed to match the images. There's six squares. And you're supposed to match the images. 4 of these squares have you match the images with them. They're like little line drawings, and you match them with thing. So it has the man. So the first thing is sun, man, lamp, sunglasses, hat, light bulb. So you would normally match the man with the hat, the sunglasses with the sun, and the lamp with the light bulb. That's what we're getting at here. So he drew a line from the man to the sun, the lamp to the light bulb, and then the black sunglasses to the black hat. The next one is a moving van and arrow, a Native American that looks very angry, so we're going to go with Indian, a road, an airplane, which is a prop airplane, and then clouds. So he drew the truck to the road, the Indian to the clouds, and he drew the arrow to the airplane. Then boy, I don't know what this is. I know this one guy's Chinese because they got the rice picking hat on him and everything. It's horrible. And then there's another picture of a man. So I don't really know. I know. Well, it doesn't matter. That one's not so funny. They're. Jeez, I can't even tell what that shit is. The next one, he draws the shoe to the foot, and then he draws the car to the tire, and then he doesn't connect the saw to the tree. And then it says, then there's 2 clocks down below, and it's a circle that just says 12, 3, 6, and 9, 12, 3, 6, and 9. It says draw 2 o'clock, and in the middle of the clock where it's supposed to be draw 2 o'clock, it says, this clock is broke. In pencil, it says draw noon, and it's a picture of the moon with 2 stars inside the circle of the clock. So that's great. There's the Daily Plaza. Here's the car that's impounded. It's completely destroyed when it blew up at the end after they finally get there. The band miscellaneous stuff has a picture of all the bands when they're band people when they're young. It has the Daily News. Local musical group to perform in Paris, Rome, and Vienna by booking agent Murray Sline. What's his name? Fuck. Can't think of it. I know it's Edie and boy, I can only think of Edie. It's got everything. It's got the place that they were playing, where Steve was playing. Call Murph, 312 KLS 7000. Murph and the Magic Tones. Weddings is on the photo. Their press kit. Voice of the and here's Aryan Powder. Court says, okay, all white man. I don't know, all white march. So there's that. Here's where they have the permit to do it. One night only. Cleophas James in person. It's a church handout thing. Oh wow, look at that. I'm having a good time. Alan Rubin, when he was younger, and then when he was the maitre d'. How much? The woman, your wife, the children, the child, the daughter. I can't remember. I'm doing it injustice. And then all the shit. Picture of the thing and the guy and the stuff. Back to me upstairs. We hope that you've enjoyed tonight's reading of Perigee Books, are published by the Putnam. Oh, I'm still drunk. Putnam Publishing Group, Blues Brothers Private. I'm still reading the damn thing. Oh, they're going to be closed soon. The management would also like to apologize. Tonight's super secret surprise celebrity guest, Ashley Scott, cannot be on the program tonight. Because, Wiggly, she only responded to one of your hashtag autographed photos of her from Sloppy Joe's bar. Chill the fuck out, me! For Wiggly and the entire crew of Wiggly's Book Club, I'm Wiggly, and remember, kids, when someone asks you, hey, jerky, how the hell did you get so smart? I'm gonna square off against you! While you just stiff-arm blade them under their left armpit, push tightly on their right waist, pick them up and slam their neck right down on the concrete step, separating their head from their body, and you tell them, rip. Reading is fundamental.